Good Monday morning. We just pulled away from the Rest and Relax Inn, and now we're back because I forgot the water bottles in the car. And luckily I remembered. I think you can just go around the building. Luckily I remembered before we got more than like 2 blocks. Yes, he knows his seatbelt's not on, honey. It's okay. He doesn't need to put his seatbelt on to go around the building. Tater's gonna take. So, we really do want to hit Tampa on our way home, so we needed to get going. So, possibly the first time in our marriage, Ethan woke me up. I was dreaming when he woke me up, so I had the hardest time responding to him because I was kind of frozen there. So, okay, we're gonna grab the water bottles and then get out on the road, and we'll stop for coffee in a little bit. They're there. Just pull over and run in. Okay, we'll be back with you guys. Poor Ethan, he just wanted to eat a granola bar. But yeah, we filled the water bottles and put them in the fridge. So, I checked everywhere else. We didn't really do much in the way of, I don't even think we did a room tour. I don't know if he filmed it or not. We were so tired last night. Definitely, I mean, this was a cheapo.
She deactivated the cards.
Oh, you want to just... Okay. Okay, I was going to wait and have him talk about the hotel with me, but he's not going to be in any mood to do that. Poor Pookie. So he's getting the water bottles right now. It was... The toilet seat wasn't tightened down, so I did that bit of maintenance because it was driving me crazy. The toilet itself was not bolted properly to the ground, so it was leaking. So that was kind of gross. Everything else was kind of serviceable. The beds were bizarre. They were on these metal frames and they moved. Like you'd go to sit on the mattress and it would actually move because it was just shifting on top of this metal box that it was on.
Almost like a fold-out bed that you would put up for like guests or something.
Yeah, they were weird. So you had to be kind of careful when you went to sit down that you didn't accidentally push it with your legs, with the back of your legs. And every time you moved, it made a racket. But the bed itself was comfortable. Like I said, I slept like the dead. He woke me up out of a dream this morning. So, but I did I did the earplugs last night. I also put the eye mask on because there was light coming in both sides of that shade. The shade we thought was covered in blood and guts. But it turned out to just be a picture. When I shut the light off, I could see light immediately on both sides, and I'm like, okay, eye mask. So I was gone. I heard nothing. The question is, would you stay here again?
If the situation demanded it, sure.
If you needed meth?
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't. I don't know. It was cute. I mean, the outside was adorable. It was all colorful and it's right next to an actual mall. Here's a JCPenney's, which may or may not be closed, like permanently. I can't tell.
Yeah, my gripe with the place is that we booked the king room, and then when I got there, he's like, "Well, we don't have any of those smoking rooms." Like, first of all, I didn't say smoking room. I even checked the reservation. Like, yeah, no. Like, secondly, what the hell are they letting me book stuff for that you don't have, allegedly?
Yeah, that was weird.
But the guy was like, oh, at the wrong exit again.
It's fine. It works.
As he was fumbling around, kept obsessing about smoking rooms. Like, again, don't want smoking.
Yeah.
He's like, well, we could do 2 double, but then it's going to cost $5 extra. Like, okay. Like, I mean, thankfully it was a cheap hotel anyway.
Yeah.
So it was just more the annoyance.
Yeah, see. Unless you change your mind, you want McDonald's. It's right there.
No, it's good.
Okay. Yeah, so it was a night. It was a night on the road. And how much was there?
Well, the booked rate was 65, so it's probably 70 now.
Okay, $70.
Yeah.
Wasn't bad. So.
Yeah, if you tried to say something, see, the problem is it said it was a non-refundable room. So I'm like, okay, so is it different if you guys cancel it? Did I get my money back or what? Like,
Yeah.
I think I was already having enough trouble floundering around booking the room. It was like, it's not layers of complexity here.
Well, he knew you had a reservation, right?
Yeah, he did have me in the system. It's just that he was freaking out, like, oh, I don't know why I let you book this. Like, I don't know either.
Okay.
As the place is covered in cops because somebody got shot, so that's cool.
Is that what happened?
Yeah. Yeah, someone greeted me at the door like some other guy.
Oh, you didn't tell me that last night.
Yeah, he walked by, he's like, just so you know, a guy got shot on the other side of the building. Like, okay, cool, thanks.
Yeah, but it was like further from the hotel. I'm not even sure that was hotel property.
Yeah, it may or may not have been like it looks like some kind of like, not nightclub, but something like that.
Something like that, yeah. It looked like a bar kind of thing behind the hotel. And there was police on the property of the hotel, but there was like crime scene tape on the
further away,
kind of almost on the road between the hotel and the bar, like a back road, if that makes any sense. It didn't. I mean, other than we pulled up and there were police. It didn't look unsafe. Actually, there was a cop car right outside our room, so I actually felt quite safe. And then I heard him pull away just as we were going to bed, and I was like, oh, we're not safe.
Yeah, relative to the oil, the room was very quiet. I didn't hear people banging around, or I didn't hear loud TVs or anything.
Yeah.
The only thing that was kind of off-putting was that it sounded like someone was trying our door this morning.
That's weird.
It's like, maybe it's just the door shakes or something.
Oh, but there were people going in and out next door, so maybe that's what you heard.
Yeah, it could have been that. So
yeah,
I don't want to like freak out and say someone's trying our door.
You didn't even tell me there was a murder.
Yeah.
Kids, you knew I would have been over there asking questions.
Yeah.
I need to know what happened so I can submit this to a podcast about small town murders.
Because of the drive ahead of us to Tampa, I kind of wish we would have stayed a little further east, but we grabbed what we could.
Yeah, but my leg was...
Yeah, it was so agonizing, so it's like, less is more. We're just going to...
So is this a thing? I completely skinned up my knee. We talked about this. I'm having like electrical shocks shooting up my leg and into my back. Not my back, but I don't know how to explain it. It kind of feels like restless leg, but it hurts so much, and I can't get comfortable, and I can't find a way to sit. It started up again when I laid down last night. It's the first time I did it when I laid down. I don't know if it's just the nerves from scraping off that entire front of my knee or what. But a couple of times in the car now, it has been agonizing to sit here. And if I had to do that for another hour last night, I would have been in tears. Also, I'm out of ibuprofen. I used all my reserves already. So, we'll be home today, later on. I'm thinking early evening. With any luck, we'll be home before dark. We should be.
Yeah.
So, let me turn you around. This is pretty. I don't know where we are.
Tallahassee.
Pensacola?
Somewhere east of Pensacola.
better than looking at us.
Hey, real quick, you guys, we want to tell you about the Welt Nope Tour coming up in July, at the end of July. 9 states, 1 epic road trip, lots of mini golf.
So many curly Q bangs.
The centerpiece of the mini golf portion of the tour is Myrtle Beach. So we're excited about that. We have no idea how many courses we're going to do. It's going to be as many as we can in the time allotted. You guys want to like and subscribe and be here to catch all the action.
You asked for us to leave the state of Florida. We've left the state of Florida and have
many times, but that was like the time, like for sure we're going to do it.
And
so.
apparently have no intention of returning.
That's right.
And our downstairs neighbors appreciate it.
Yep. Keep an eye out for the Welt Nope Tour coming this July.
Well, our part is this July. Their part is probably August. Yeah, don't hurt yourselves.
That's when we're doing it.
Yeah, don't hurt yourselves.
Yeah, all right.
Hey, checking in. It's about 11:15. We are almost to 75. We checked the plan was we were going to Tampa because I've got $20 in free play, and then there was a $25 free play that I thought was today, but it turns out it was actually yesterday. So my free play is good until June 1st, and then I thought today was June 1st, but it's not. That's next week. So we're gonna do Tampa next Sunday in the morning. So we're heading straight home. So it's basically still almost the same route. Just we need to get on the turnpike when we get to that point instead of staying on 75. But we should be home between 1:30 and 2, give or take, depending on stops. 1:30 if we don't stop at all, but that's unlikely.
It's not in the cards.
No, it's not in the cards. But my knee's doing really good today, and getting home early afternoon will be good because then we can rest.
I wouldn't say the cops are out in force, but they're out much more than normal.
Yeah, we've seen at least 3 people pulled over, so he's taking it a little easier today than he had been.
Well, there was a guy who was driving like really aggressive, and that's the guy they nailed. Like,
Yeah.
There you go. Some justice in the world, I suppose.
Yeah. But yeah, we're both okay about changing the itinerary around here. And we have a frozen pizza at home for dinner, so I told him he can stay. He doesn't have to leave. So good planning on his part. Once we're home, we're not leaving the apartment again, I'm sure.
I'm sure I'll face plan.
Oh, I'm sure you're going to be asleep until dinner. Yes. I know you. And I say I'll stay up, but I'll probably doze in my chair off and on. Yeah. It'd be nice to go down to the pool, but I don't think we're going to do it. Oh, you know what? I can't until this knee starts to heal over.
Yeah.
I can't. That'll hurt so bad getting that pool water. Yeah. So, probably not a lot of more updates here. So, do you have any highs and lows you want to discuss while we're at this stage? You want to start with lows?
Yeah, let's do that.
We didn't really think about this.
She's kind of sprung it on me.
I kind of sprung it on you, so this is going to be.
If worst case, you might pause the video or whatever, and we'll regroup and come back.
Would you like me to do that?
Well, we can just kind of start off and see how we do.
Okay.
And if it's just completely a mess, we can pause it.
I think the biggest low was the Evel Knievel machine.
Yeah, I think
Honestly, we never got a bonus. And I felt that really took the air out of us, but it's gambling.
Like a really good line head, you know what I mean?
Nothing. We really got nothing on it, and we tried more than once.
Yeah.
We pulled our money. It didn't work. It just wasn't working for us. So.
Yeah, and it really. I feel bad because like the Coshada Resort really put out the red carpet for us, like in ways that we weren't. Like we didn't ask them to do this, but they gave us the swag bag and everything, and we saw the walkthrough of the casino, and we're like really excited about it.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't a bad casino.
And then that Evel Knievel game happened, and just really And it wasn't like it wiped us out. It was just like financially. It wasn't like all our budget was suddenly gone.
Right.
But we really had an expectation, and then that expectation was very much not met. So we had to talk about that. Jamie was just giving life advice to her niece about, don't have expectations.
Yeah, it's the expectations in life that lead to disappointments. If you go into something with an idea of what all the different outcomes could be, or at least the high and low outcome, then you'll be less likely to be disappointed. She's getting married, so my whole advice thing was, if you want him to do something, don't just expect him to know to do it. Say I like when you bring me flowers, or I like when you hold my hand in public, or just little things like that. Because then, if you're like, I really like when he holds my hand in public, and then he doesn't do it, you're disappointed. Well, you're disappointed because you had an expectation. And if you don't voice the expectation, how the hell is he supposed to know? That kind of thing. Does that make sense? Because she was like, somebody else said, don't ever go to bed mad. Well, sometimes you go to bed mad. Sometimes things can't be resolved immediately, and you go to bed mad. And there's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. I also find that in the middle of an argument, that's when a man can fall asleep fastest. So, the don't go to bed mad thing, he's going to go to bed and you're going to get madder. So now you're not sleeping, and how's that helping? So I like my life advice better. What the hell were we talking about?
Well, Lowe's in general.
Oh yeah, Lowe's.
I don't think there were a lot.
No, we really didn't have any trouble finding hotels.
Yeah.
We weren't staying at the Ritz. That Hard Rock Hotel was really nice, and
that's more for the highest category. But,
I know I veered. You had expectations that I would stay on topic. How'd that work out for you?
Well, the Lowe's. So about that, it's like we knew it though. It's like we went in on the Hard Rock, and then it was like we knew it. Like, okay, we have to go low on the rest of it.
Yeah.
So we couldn't have Diamond Resort or whatever.
Yeah, that was a choice. We could have gotten a cheaper hotel that first night, and we were like, nope, let's stay at a Hard Rock. And we very much enjoyed it. So
the other two hotels were very utilitarian, but they got the job done, and nothing bad happened.
For $70 a night, that wasn't horrible.
Yeah.
We did not die.
But I mean, relative to the Hard Rock Biloxi, then no. I mean, they were a low in that they weren't as nice. But,
yeah, but it was okay.
Not a low like, oh man, trip ruined.
Yeah. Yeah, neither one of us.
The low would be Jamie falling and hurting herself on the mini golf course.
That was so low.
She's wearing pants that cover up the wound right now, so
yeah.
It wasn't as obvious to look at.
Yeah, it's covered. The bandage is covered today, so I just look like an old fat lady who can't walk right.
Between the two, I mean, if I was to wave a magic wand and say, okay, one of these two things never happened, I would go with the falling down.
Aww, that's sweet.
Partly because it's something that's like, it's a ongoing thing. Like, it's, the losing the money at the Evel Knievel was a one-off, like, and it can happen anywhere, at any time, on any machine, in any casino.
Yep.
But it's not like, you get a bunch of aches and pains out of the deal that are going to last weeks.
Yeah.
Other than the annoyance that it happened. But other than that, I mean, we're not home yet, so there's still the opportunity for, Lowe's, I suppose. But
there's an attitude to have.
Well, the only other thing I could think of is like a low, because we were cramming about it last night, was it took forever to get our food at Surge.
Yeah, that was weird. There was nobody else in that restaurant last night in Surge Entertainment. And it took a full half hour for our food to come out. potatoes. It should have only taken maybe 15 minutes tops to throw that together. Yeah, I don't know why.
So it turns out somebody in the bowling side of it ordered wings, and I just get the impression that they were trying to make everything all like perfect for everybody.
I don't know. Or they
like,
just
why it couldn't have just come out? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then I'm like, okay, you know, it's difficult because like it's hard to know like who actually works there, and it just was such a ghost town in that restaurant area. It was like, and then you're supposed to pick up your own food from the designated spot. Like, okay, this is just weird. Like,
it was an odd setup, but the food was good for the most part. It was just weird that it took a half an hour.
If I could take it back, I would get just the cheeseburger sliders, and I wouldn't have got the pulled pork.
Yeah. Well, we covered all of that. Yeah.
But so yeah, I mean, I think that's really like the lows that come to mind.
Highs. Holy Moly was phenomenal. Surge mini golf was really good.
I can't believe we had the course to ourselves the whole time.
That was incredible.
There were kids running around all over the place.
Yeah, that was incredible. Nobody else did the mini golf except us. It was really nice having a private mini golf course, and it was well themed and well thought out, and had a level of difficulty, even though it was just basically a flat course.
Yeah.
That was nice. Having a level of difficulty on a flat course is not something we see very often. It's usually, if they're going to make things more difficult, they put in a bunch of bumps so you don't know where the ball was going to roll. But this one, you had to actually think about angles and stuff, so it was really well done.
For me, we drove out to Houston and met my ex-coworker Laura, so it was nice to see her after 20 years.
That was nice. That was a nice meal. Yeah. Love Portillo's.
Yeah, I mean, it amuses me we went all that way to go to Portillo's, but I mean, it was new for the area, so
yeah.
Selfishly, I gave her a reason to go there.
Yeah, it was new. It was new to them, and she said they'd do it again. So I'm glad. Because I really do like Portillo's. Not to knock Portillo's, but it's not the best Italian beef in Chicago. Bone of beef.
What we were talking about it a lot was we give them a lot of credit that they keep it consistent, so it's not like, you know, well, it's close to like a Portillo's if you would have gone to Chicago versus the one in Florida.
No, it is.
Like, no, they keep it consistent.
The same everything. Oh, he's getting a phone call. Who is it? Nobody. And then I didn't do anything else other than some casinos. Oh, the Palace Casino in Biloxi, when we hit that. Definitely want to go back there.
Yeah, and again, we really liked the Beau Rivage.
We really liked the Beau Rivage.
Biloxi in general, I mean, we definitely want to go back there.
Yeah, Biloxi was interesting. There's stuff there that we'd like to see. There was more stuff in, was it Mobile that had the battleship thing? Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to see Mobile in the daytime.
Yeah.
Because it looked like there was a bunch of stuff there to see.
Oh, so back on lows, I guess. New Orleans was kind of a low.
New Orleans was, maybe we just did it wrong. I feel like...
If it wasn't a low, it was like a meh.
Yeah, I just feel like we didn't do it properly.
Yeah.
It was a tack on.
Yeah.
And I think that might have been part of the problem.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll revisit that in a couple of years in cooler weather and more time.
Yeah. I mean, as it stands right now, like maybe not. I might be getting ahead of myself, but that's how it is. We were talking about it, like, okay, in terms of like if we did this drive again, we probably would not do the Texas part the next time around. But there was a specific reason for going, and that was meeting up with my former coworker.
Yeah.
And then also Holy Moly. We own jobs. So we do mini golf as we're able. So we're not the one-stop shop for all the mini golfs ever that were ever created. To set those expectations if you didn't already know. We enjoy doing it, but like there's Holy Moly is also in San Antonio as an example. And like it would have to be something like we would do like the triangle of like Houston, San Antonio, Dallas, and do all the mini golfs we could in X amount of time or whatever, and make it a trip unto itself. But that really begs the question, like, it's not our job, and we're not a mini golf channel. So right now we would do one of two things. The furthest out I think we would drive would be Kinder to go to Coshada again. But that would be like the furthest out point, and that's where we would turn around. Depending on our family meetings and moods and philosophizing and stuff, Biloxi could be the furthest out we go, and that could be the turnaround point as well. Because we really do want to do Biloxi again.
Yes. We have a lot of other stuff planned this year too, though. So, some of it mini golf, some of it casinos, some of it cruising.
Right, but I mean, like, just looking ahead, like next year.
Oh, officer. Yeah, okay. We're almost to 75. I'm glad we did this trip.
Yeah.
This was fun. I enjoyed it. You gonna get over Evel Knievel?
We're gonna get over
Are you gonna get over it? Or are you gonna let it go?
Like I was doing something wrong traffic-wise. Like,
No. Oh, you thought I was calling you Evel Knievel? Goofball.
Yeah, I'll get over it. I mean, that's what we do. We've been burned before on slots, you know.
I was shocked at how good mole mummies were paying out. I popped 3 mole mummies, or we popped 3 mole mummies on this trip.
Yeah, I will call that out as something of a high unto itself, is that we, other than Coshada, we didn't think we could film at any casinos on this trip.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, they work with us in ways I didn't think they would.
Yeah.
Because like the Caesars in New Orleans, like there's videos out there, people are like, oh, well, I got kicked out for filming or whatever. It's like, yeah, because you just whipped your phone out and filmed and didn't take into consideration whether or not you could. But this, I wish I caught his name, because if they ask us for like a survey about what did you think of your stay, or visit or whatever, I would definitely have called this guy out. He went out of his way to find out if we could film.
Yeah.
And he came back, as I even said up front, I said, I expect the answer to be no, but...
So that was at the Harrah's, right?
Well, it's the Caesars, but yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like, he came back, he's like, well, the answer was pretty much what I expected, which is, oh yeah, keep it tight to the machine and you're fine. Like, oh great. But he had that kind of, yeah, you're right, it's no.
Well, I think my favorite moment was at the Palace Casino when you cleared it with somebody for us to film, and then security came over and said you can't film. And we were like, well, we cleared it with that guy. And then she stood there and rooted us on.
Yeah, she's like, oh, well, if you got permission from them, great, sure, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Cool, all
Yeah,
right.
she stood there while I was playing Dracula and was like, come on. So that was kind of cool. It was a nice interaction.
Yeah, that was like a weird high, was that we found Dracula, because we looked everywhere we could look.
I don't even know if you know how high you squealed after I spotted it, and I'm like, look, it's Dracula, and you went, woo! It was funny.
Yeah, I really just gave up, like, no Dracula nowhere.
So when I spotted it, I literally ran over to
Funny
it.
Scott, no Dracula.
Yeah. Nope. And then we had security was watching us play, and then the guy at a machine, like, facing, like, if I'm facing this way, he was, like, to the side, he was playing that machine. He stuck his head around and was watching me play. So nobody had ever seen this machine before, but it was there. So it was funny. We didn't win on it, but we had a great time with it.
So I already gave the lecture earlier about don't film without permission, but again, I'm really happy that Palace and the Harrah's the Caesars New Orleans was nice about letting us film.
Yeah.
And there's like a bunch of other casinos in Biloxi as well. One even has a mini golf. It's volcano themed, and it's $10 a person. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, I was not up for it on this trip.
But yeah, if we make the return voyage, I definitely want to add that to the list.
Yeah. Yeah.
But home to Biloxi is more manageable. Like, it's technically a one-day drive.
Yeah, it's doable in a day.
So maybe some other 3-day weekend we could squeeze it in. But
yeah.
We'll see. Again, we've got the Welp Nope tour coming up. We've got the Disney cruise.
Yep.
Much will depend on much.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Always look to the future. We are. So.
But it was a fun week. It was a good weekend. We hope you guys enjoyed it. I know this was a little bit different than past videos. But this was our first big road trip in a while, so and getting ready for the Welp Nope tour, we kind of wanted to do like a little mini vlog of what it was like to do all this traveling and hit all these states, and not really a behind the scenes kind of thing for the mini golf videos or the casino videos, but just life in the weekend of a potato.
Oh, the other thing to call out of note was Buc-ee's.
Oh, yeah.
I've been to one before in Georgia when I drove by myself to Chicago. But, yeah, I didn't realize like how overwhelming it could get.
It was, yeah.
It's
so
like the Walmart side of it is like, yeah, whatever. Because like everybody runs right to the food or the bathroom.
Well, there's being told it's crowded. There's even watching a video and seeing how crowded it is. But being in the crowd is something else, and that was the part I wasn't prepared for.
Yeah.
But now that I know, it should be easier next time for me. I shouldn't have the urge to run out. Because that was very much once we got through the initial crowd and we were in the thick of it, my instinct was get out. So, and I was able to tamp it down, but I did not enjoy the experience.
Yeah.
So we're gonna hit another Buc-ee's on the Welp Nope tour. It's on the schedule.
Yeah, that's a Georgia.
And now I've got more to prepare myself with.
And for all I know, that Buc-ee's will be different as far as the crowd level or whatever. But,
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this. My hand is killing me, so we're going to put a close to this. If anything,
put the phone down for now.
Yeah, if anything else comes up that we think of, or if anything noteworthy happens, we will come back to you. Otherwise, we'll say good night and God bless.
Okay.
It felt like a news.
Say more videos coming.
Felt like
We're
a news.
not done yet.
Andy, I'm really sorry about the lack of bacon. That's all on him.
Yeah, we didn't go anywhere where there was anything.
We didn't know. I said, let's go get bacon, and he said, screw Andy. We're not doing it. We're just not doing it.
Okay.
And I was like, Jim, did you hear that? But Jim was talking to the weather girl, so he didn't hear me. So, I apologize. I apologize for Ethan's behavior and lack of bacon.
Yeah, the stupid restaurants not serving bacon.
We didn't really go to restaurants as part of the problem. We never went to a sit-down breakfast.
Right.
It was all on the go. So, all right. I almost said love you. Love you. See you later. Hey there. We're almost home, so we just wanted to pop in and say
We made it.
basically, yeah, we're maybe a mile from home. Or 2.6, but still. hope you enjoyed it. We had fun.
How about this?
No!